everyone, I am here answering your questions that you submitted on my website. So if you have a question that you want to submit, go to my website under Ask Diana and submit any question you want to. So this could be something that you're wondering about and you're not sure who to reach out to answer it, or you're embarrassed about it. Anything, it can be anything. Ask the question there and I will answer it via video. So I have a great question today, and I think a lot of you will relate to it. So the question is, my partner continues to deny that he has a problem with pornography when he clearly does. He watches for hours and is always hiding things and lying to me. I can't help but wonder at this point if I'm the delusional one. Do I have to accept this and try to move on? I'm not sure how I could even do that. I feel like he is cheating on me every time I find something. Now, this is sort of a script that I receive from women all the time. So often do I get things like this, where they're struggling and they're saying, hey, my partner has a problem and we've been trying to work through it, but it keeps coming up and I can't seem to get anywhere with him, or he just flat out denies it, or he won't get help, or he'll promise that he's going to get help and then he won't, or he will and it just doesn't go anywhere and then he relapses. I mean, this story is so common in my practice. So often do I get this kind of stuff from women. So one, you're not alone. So many people are struggling with this. And I think it's important to kind of identify what really is a porn addiction. What really makes us identify that as an addiction or a real problem? Because a lot of times women who are reaching out, they're still questioning themselves on whether this is a real thing or something they should just accept. But when we get into it, just like a lot of stuff in here was mentioned, it is a problem because it's impacting other areas of his life and your life. So he is hiding things, he's lying to you, he's really withdrawn, he doesn't engage with you emotionally like he used to, he doesn't engage sexually like he used to, he's not present, so he feels like he's just not there anymore, and he's often hiding in another room or staying up really late, hiding what's on his computer or his phone, that kind of stuff. So he's really withdrawn, he's not present in the relationship anymore, and that's a serious problem. And that's what a lot of women are expressing, like, he's just not there anymore, we don't have the same relationship we had, and it's not okay, this is not okay for me. So it's really not about the pornography in and of itself. So some people can watch porn and they're fine. They can still have healthy relationships, they can still engage, they can still be really present. It doesn't take over their lives. They're in control. Whereas people like this, like the partner that's described here, he's not in control. He's watching for hours on end and he's withdrawing from his life and his relationship. That means it's a problem. And if you aren't getting the sort of connection and commitment that you need, then that is a problem. Now, obviously, in relationships, things go up and down, and there's times where you're more connected or less connected, or everybody goes through struggles, that's normal. But if this is sort of a constant fight and struggle and you're not getting anywhere, then you have the right to stand up and say, hey, this isn't okay for me and I need something else. I need something different. I need you to work on this. I need you to meet me here. And you can draw lines, you can draw boundaries, and that's okay. You don't have to accept a relationship and behavior from your partner that isn't what you want. Now, again, they're not going to be perfect all the time, and you know that. But if there's a serious problem like this that they're not addressing, you have the right to say, hey, this isn't okay. How can we help this? How can I support you in getting help? Because the way this is going is not okay for me and I need it to be addressed. That is okay to say. It's more than okay, it's needed. You can't keep putting up with this if it's not okay for you. That's just going to build more resentment, which actually just makes it so it's going to be worse in the future, and it's just going to keep getting more and more painful and ugly. So I don't think that you have to accept it and move on and try to move on if you can't, and if this is a real problem that needs to be addressed. I would say, talk through with a therapist or with me or with someone that you can trust and really can be really open and honest with. Talk through what you need and what you want, where your boundaries are, figure out where your lines are, figure out what you want to say to him, and figure out how to kind of draw the lines in a way that's best for you and kind of best for the relationship, and then have that talk with him. And maybe consider kind of getting your own treatment, your treatment to support you, his treatment to support him, and then some couples work to work through this together. That's what I find is most effective, because he has his issues, you have your pain and trauma that's really kind of accumulated from dealing with this, and then you guys have stuff that you need to work through together. So that's how it can be sort of, most beneficial if you all have support in the relationship. But address it, and don't be afraid to stand up for yourself and what you need and what you deserve.